right? We not having that. We want to build a community, forever. Kids win, we win. Period.
All right, we back. Class in session. Welcome everybody to another episode of A.M.University. I'm your host, Antoine Miller. Believe this is episode 39. We found Wayne. Everybody. It was tough, but we found him. What you got for 39, Wayne?
39, I don't know.
You pulled that out too.
I don't know. 39, Ray Crockett.
He pulled that. Jeremy Grant really at 39?
Jeremy Grant.
What, for the Sixers?
For the Sixers. Yeah.
Wow, yeah, I never would have thought about that too. How your day going, brother?
Everything good. It's getting nippy out there again.
I don't know what to do with this weather. So, let me go through this list. I know I'm missing something. So you got All-State honors 2 years in a row, I believe. If we had a defensive Player of the Year award for New Jersey, I'm sure you would have got that as well, 2 years running. Top 10 in the country, the catalyst of a defensive team, top 10 in the country, 2 years running. Y'all lost one game in 2 years at Camden High. South Carolina commit, Taquan Woodley. What up, brother?
What's up?
How you living?
Good.
How you been?
Pretty good.
Ready for that college life?
Yeah, I think so.
Whew, that thing is a different monster, boy. That thing is a different monster. All right, so we wanted to bring you on because we try to hit a lot of different angles as far as basketball. Like a lot of things kids and parents have no idea about, right, until they go through it. So with you, we wanted to hit the recruiting process because not only have you been through it once, you've been through it twice, and you're a high Division I caliber player, right? So you talk to various coaches, you just seen a lot in your recruiting process, and I know parents and kids don't know what to do when they go through it. I know they have no idea. A lot of them make a lot of mistakes. So we're going to double back to your Camden High years, but I just wanted to start with that, and and just tell us about your experience with it. So when was the first time? Because you started at New Goretti your freshman year, right? Yeah. When was the first time somebody started recruiting you? Like not even offering you a scholarship, just go through the whole process.
The first two schools that came at the same time got a letter in at Newman. They deliver mail, whatever schools. It was NC State and Tulane were the first two letters I received. From a college my freshman year.
They went straight through your school, or they went through you?
No, they sent the letter to the school.
Yeah.
And they'll reach out to me, ask for the number, whatever, get it from the coach. And they was reaching out, having daily conversations, just asking stuff about what I'm working on, what's going on with school,
Not in basketball.
No, not really, nah. They just asking, questions, trying to get to know me.
So this is just mild interest?
Yeah, at the time it was just interest. I was a freshman, so I knew it wasn't
right.
Well, now I know it wasn't really an offer coming, but at the time it was an excitement. But now I'm realizing, looking back, it's just an interest, and they're seeing what what I'm going to do. Freshman year, being a freshman, playing six man,
right, and
starting a couple games, how I'm handling it, and how the way I'm playing, and if I'm fitting in with the style of play Newman had and stuff.
And it's New Goretti, so it's a good school, and they basically just going off your potential.
Yeah.
Who was the schools again? NC State.
NC State and Tulane.
So those are the type of schools that you gotta take a shot.
That's tough.
But they gotta take a shot early at people.
Definitely.
Yeah. Do y'all?
Not NC State too much, but Tulane probably. Yeah.
Do y'all think that's a good idea? Like if y'all was you young, but if y'all was a recruiter, like would you? If you were lower school, would you send offers early to people and try to get them? You would do that?
Yeah, I would.
You would do that?
Only because I would do it more so because a lot of people run off loyalty. So if I was the first school that give him that interest, and other schools waited so long, he might think like, oh, they were the first school, they were there from the beginning, so I'll make rock with them. So you always gotta just throw it out there and try to get a chance.
That's what you was gonna say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that.
Yeah, you know what? Damn. Yeah,
I mean, that make a kid's day. 14, 15-year-old.
Right. But you gotta be a solid kid though too, like with a solid foundation, because it's like
We gotta
I
know
mean,
what it
who's
is.
really loyal
We gotta know what it
nowadays?
is.
It's the wild, wild west out here, but whatever. So New McGrady was that was quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's go to you went to Camden High your sophomore year. So
sophomore year.
what was the next phase when that's the whole ordeal started happening?
So when I went
As
to
far as
Camden
recruiting.
High, my sophomore year, I didn't get much. I still had to, they followed, but I didn't have much attention as I did freshman year just because of the outbursts and problems I had on the court.
Mm-hmm.
So my sophomore year, the first school that offered me was South Carolina.
Mm.
They came to the gym. All that practice that's when Vic was the coach. Came to the gym, sat down with the assistant coach at the time. He left though, but at the time it was his name was Coach Perry. Sat down with him, talked to him, and that was my first Division I offer. That was the only one
They
around
offered
that
you
time.
sophomore year.
Yeah. So around that time, going into junior year, the sophomore, leaving sophomore year, in the gym working out when Rick came. Summertime, working out with Rick, we had a couple. I don't know the name. We had a couple schools in there, and they were talking to me and Lance. And then when I got the recognition again, when I got it back was when we played in Philly Live, and that's when it was when DJ and all them came that summer.
But they had you as what I saw. They had you as the number one person that that did well. You know what Philly Live is, right? Like
No.
so, like go ahead.
It's like
played.
it's basically Philly Live. Basically, like you
good.
play with your high school team.
It's good, bro.
You go there. It's basically like a live period. You know that AAU live period. It's a live
Yeah.
period, but it's
Yeah.
your high school teams, and every college coach is in the building. So it's
Like
basically
showcase, kind
it's
of.
right before AAU starts and breaks off. Right before they got to travel around. You'll catch them in Philly. A lot of schools in this type of area, Delaware, Philly,
All the D1
Jersey,
coaches up there
and they wrap
circle.
around the whole building. And
wrapping around your
we
game.
played. I didn't play the first week. I didn't play against Imhotep. I didn't play against Don Bosco.
They
Didn't play against.
Imhotep.
Didn't play against. Who else
did y'all play?
Oh, Wood. I didn't play against Wood either. And I came back. We played against Roselle. And after that game, I had a pretty good game. Me and Lance. After that game, I'm going home. Went home. Rick called. Boom. A couple coaches, like 3-4 coaches called him. Asked about this guy that. But they knew about me, so they're asking him, is his head on now? Is he?
Okay.
So they were, sketchy. Is like if I want to, give him
They
the
knew
offer,
you
but
already, huh?
is he a changed?
That's crazy.
Is he a changed player? Is he going to do the same thing? He's going to have the same. And Rick was like, he's changed. He's not doing that no more. So just but he's just saying like find out this season.
Right.
He's not going to say too much, but
Right.
just if you want him, if you want to throw a shot at him, you watch what he does this season, junior year. In the junior year, I had a pretty good season.
Wait, let me ask you this, because I mean, like when you get on the phone or conversate with these people around this time, like do they ever try to bring that up, like specifically to you, like?
A
They
couple.
won't say it directly, probably.
Nah, but
mostly,
a couple schools did.
Yeah.
And that they're more so schools I respect because I'd rather you say it to me rather than going asking somebody else about what's going on with me.
Yeah.
So a lot of like Penn State, they came like, boom, we know you did this. We're taking a shot with you. We believe you changed, and through the offer. So that's like schools like that. A couple schools did do that, and just sent the offer right out, and believe watching me junior senior year that it would be a change, and I wouldn't that problem that I had was gone.
Before you keep going, so like, what sophomore? You about to go into junior year, and you hear all that, right? Like, how does that make you feel as a kid when you know who you are at your core, right? You might have just did something. We all done something in our life that we're not proud of, all of us, and that's the real frustrating part. Like y'all behind the camera, y'all behind the internet saying what you want to say, but we've all done something that we're not proud of, right? So how did you feel like answering those questions constantly when they started coming?
When at first they labeled me as crazy guy, crazy boy, whatever, and I'm thinking like you don't know what's going on, what I have going on, and it's not like I mean to take it out on the court, but it just so happens that everything built up, and there was that situation right there, boom on the court, and the anger just came out, from other things going on in other situations. So, you know, they would just judge, and reporters and you know, scouts or recruiters, whatever you want to call it, analysts, they would judge and put up reports, and you know, without knowing the background or whatever I had going on. And I'm just thinking, like, you know, that's really not me. I wanted a way to show it, but you know, it was at that time I really couldn't control my anger. If something happened on the spot right there, then you know, my anger just coming out, you know, black out. So.
Right. But you channeled it.
Mm-hmm. I had to. So,
yeah.
Speaking of Philly Live, I was before the weekend of Philly Live, I had an AAU tournament there, like at the same gym, and it was a brawl. We had a fight. My team, and we was fighting we was playing 16U, and we was fighting the 16U team. We was fighting the 17U team, and Rick was there, and this is when he came over. He's like, he's hitting up, I'm coming watch your game, see how y'all play. And it's his first game watching me. Besides the season, he came to one game last season, but the first game, and boom, we in there fighting. It wrapped from this court, and it went, you know, they had the little barrier from the other court, wrapped around there, came all the way back around on the other court, ended right here, went in the hallway, and it was crazy. So I'm riding home with him, and he's, you know, he said a couple things, and I took it in and listened, you know, and he said some real stuff, and he said, if you want to play for me, we're not doing that. And you know, it's a consequence for everything that you do. And I didn't even know we was going to play in Philly Live, you know. So when he said that, and I'm thinking like, I may not, you know what I'm saying, sit the first couple games, whatever. Philly Live comes. He said, he gave, you know, you got to sign a little something you had to sign in order to play. Everyone got one but me. And he pointed me out from the team, said, this is going to be our biggest cheerleader this weekend. So that was, you know, the punishment of, you know, doing that. He's letting me know that, you know, we're serious this year. We're not doing that. You know, this is his team now. We're going to have some structure, have some discipline, you know. We're going to go out there and play. So, you know, I was out there supporting the team, you know, doing what I had to do on the bench to, you know, get ready for the next weekend to, you know, go ahead and play with them.
Sorry, did you, in that moment, how did you did that make you respect him more?
I did, but I was mad. I was so mad because I'm like, yo, man, like that had nothing to do. I mean, like it's, you know, it's an action for everything, you know.
Right.
So I'm like, it had nothing to do with the high school team, you know. Right. He's like, it doesn't matter though. It's just, you know, it's a simple fact that you do this here is going to be, you know, something down the line is going to come back and haunt you, and you know, it's going to, you know, going to mess you up or whatever. So he just let me know that this right here, you do this, can affect something that is also that you're trying to do. Basically saying that. So, you know, I was pretty heated. I was mad, like, you know, that had nothing to do with it, and I'm heated. But I'm like, if I want to play, I gotta go be a cheerleader. So I went over there and had to, you know, sit down, cheer him on. And the same thing with the season. He said, if it happened again, you sit first five. Anything else, you're done for the season. Because the frat I was already strike one. We're having that for the U, so it was two more, and I was done.
Okay. I want to get back to Rick at the end, but
okay.
So you and your team have your junior year have a phenomenal season. I got a question about that too with him at the end, because I swear, like, the more removed from that team, like, no disrespect to your team last year, but the more removed from that team with Lance, like, yeah, that was the top 3 team in the country, I think. Like, and that was one of the best high school teams I've ever seen. Like, that was one of the best high school teams I've ever seen. They was phenomenal. But your junior year, 2020, y'all have an incredible season. So what started happening with your recruiting throughout that entire season?
So that season, a lot of, like, I got a couple, you know, interest leaving that Philly Live. The last 2 games I played, I believe, followed me into the season, and they more so, I feel like when I was being watched, I wasn't being watched off how I played because they knew how I played. I was being watched off of
your personality,
reacting to the refs, reacting to other teams doing tic-tac thing, because there was people out there that just was sent to, you know, try to come mess with me, and you know,
that's good that you knew
the way, you know, the reacting of how I reacted to things that went on the court, and seeing if I was the same person, you know, and I proved the junior year, senior year that I wasn't doing that anymore. So I brushed off a lot of stuff, and being with Rick that helped a lot. Because I didn't have the discipline on the court. I was at Newman at Newman. I was the next upcoming thing for them. So it wasn't like we're going to discipline this guy. We're going to try to get him out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? So same thing like junior year. Vic wasn't that hard on me. So Rick coming in, having him, being on me, being on my tail, it helped a lot, So
Kids want to be coached, man. Like I'll take that back. Well, kids do want to be coached, but real players, they want to be coached. Like no matter what, no matter how they act with you, I'm telling you, they really want to be coached. And the more you coddle them and you just let them do, I'm telling you, it's a recipe for disaster. You create a monster. So going into your Penn State offer, how did that work out?
When I got that, I went to the football game to visit, and the reason why I like them so much is because when I went on the visit, I had a one-on-one with Chambers and Ergo. Told me straight up, we have a player here who's similar to you, Mike Watkins, and basically comparing me to him, saying the stuff he did when he was younger, and that they can help change as you see what he did when he was at Penn State. He was a pretty good player or whatever. And then they also talked about what I used to do and saying basically like, we know what you did. We want to take a shot with you. Like I said, or take a shot with you, and we're going to throw you this offer. Just work with us. You know what I'm saying? Like don't prove them right, and like
it felt. They seem honest as well.
Yeah.
And like they were
trustworthy
genuine.
and straightforward with it. So.
They didn't throw no football at you or nothing?
No. How was the game?
It was a pretty good. It was the whiteout game. I went to the whiteout game. That was pretty crazy.
How many fans and what's the name? What's it called? Beaver Stadium, right? You talking about basketball?
No, it was a
football game, right?
Yeah.
That thing is insane.
Was your visit anything like Jesus Shuttlesworth's drawing? Well, how happened? Like what y'all do? Y'all ate
they had that little like before the game. It was like when I got there early morning, it was people camped out or whatever. So it was a pretty good experience. Yeah, tents up, everything. They had a little tent for the team, so we was with the basketball team. We went and took pictures, went around the gym. It was a pretty good experience. Went to the game.
Yeah. So again, with your lawyer, like they seem loyal, they seem genuine, so you accept your Penn State offer, right?
Yeah.
Initially, right? But then this scandal comes out about Chambers. Do you know about that? Penn State's former coach.
Through him, yeah.
We talked about that. So that comes out. They relieve him of his duties. Now you got a choice to open up your recruitment again, or you probably could have kept it, right?
Yeah, I could have stayed, right? Yeah.
So you open it back up, but we talked about this, right? What did you think about that? You know what he said, right?
What?
He said he told a black kid that I'm trying. The noose. I'm trying to loosen the noose from your neck.
Yeah, it depends what kind of guy he was. If he was like there's some
I
coaches that got the respect of the black community. Then there's some coaches
that's a good point too.
But if he's that coach that got the respect, then I understand what he was saying. But if he was that other type of coach, then he shouldn't have said that.
I didn't mind it at all. That's just me. I knew what he meant. Like I knew exactly what he meant. Like, but this world is so soft nowadays, man. Yeah. But anyway, so. Why did you make that choice to open up your recruitment again instead of staying?
Mainly only because I went there for them. I didn't go there. I went there because the school is a great school. Big on education. I seen a lot of the graduation rate and all that, but I went there because of who I was going to be around and who I was going to be coached by. That's the real reason why I went. And with them being gone, it wasn't. I didn't want to still be back door by whoever else was going to get the job and be over there. Now I'm in the back seat. Behind everybody else, whoever they bring in. So,
when did you decommit as far as high school playing wise? Did you start your senior season already, or this was prior?
No, this was summertime. I committed in the summer and decommitted. I committed like early. No, I committed last. I think it was my junior school year because the season ended and we were in school still. So it was before the summertime, and I decommitted in the summertime.
Okay.
But I committed around, I think, April and May, and I decommitted in the summertime.
How long before another coach started trying to contact you?
The day I got contacted when the allegations went, like, you know, when the stuff went out.
Before you even decommitted?
Yeah. I got contacted when that happened. When there was rumors about him possibly having to resign or getting fired, I was getting contacted. They would contact me like, you know, I just want to give you a shout out. Don't want to say too much because, you know, I don't know if he's going to keep the job still with her. But I was getting, you know, calls and stuff.
Man, it's a brutal game out there, boy. Was you like affected by any by the calls any way, or you was already?
Nah, I wasn't affected by the calls. Nah, I first, cause like when it first happened, and I heard the stuff going on, I'm like, man, I'm about to be a senior, and I'm worried like he leaves and who's going to come, who might get recruited by, maybe the senior year and 2020 offers may all be gone from all the other schools, and I had got lucky with South Carolina because a player left because of the virus, and it just so happened at the same time I had opened my recruitment back up, and I was talking to Coach Chuck about down there, the assistant coach. He said. He's told Frank, yo, you remember Quan? He opened his recruitment back up from Penn State, and boom, they contacted me, got on a Zoom call with them. So once I started getting the calls, I was pretty excited. Like, oh well, I'm not gonna be left out. I won't have to go prep, none of that. So
right.
It's a blessing, man.
Yeah. How you I mean, obviously you committed there, but how do you feel about South Carolina in that situation? Because I've always, I thought very highly of Frank Martin because I think there's certain attributes you got to have as coaches, and to be a great coach, you got to have a lot of them, right? I think, some coaches, they care a lot, but they do everything else wrong. They don't hold you accountable, right? Some coaches hold you accountable, and then they just go home to their family and forget about you, right? I feel like Frank Martin is a stern, steady, consistent type of guy every time you walk into the gym. And when I heard that you was thinking and that you committed to South Carolina, I was like, it's an amazing fit, because what people don't realize, man, like I said, like, kids want you to care, bro. Like that's it. Now kids might go a lot of different ways of showing it, and it might lead to like them trying to hit you or curse you out or whatever like that. But at the end of the day, they want somebody to care. All right. So I know you talking to him, it made you feel real comfortable. So what was the selling point as far as taking that offer from South Carolina for you?
I had to do a lot of thought into it because I wasn't able to go down there. I wasn't able to see him in person, none of that. I went based off sophomore year. And then I went based off of things I heard. He's real close with Rick, so when I talked to Rick about it, Rick was like, Rick said to himself, he's another him but worse. So Rick, like being hard on players and showing that you care, and when Rick said that, I'm like, well then I think I'm going to go with Rick's word, with whatever he says. So going with his word and then hearing about it with a couple other people saying the same things. It's a great system. They coach well. They're disciplined, and me needing that, I felt like that was a good fit for me.
Did he shoot you any dreams with playing time or anything?
No, we haven't talked about much playing time. It's more so getting down there, trying to get some work in, meet the team, And I was never really worried about. That's not me. It's like me coming in as a freshman. I wouldn't be worried about playing time or what my minutes are going to be. Just whatever role I'm assigned, I would just, more so fit in the role, playing the role.
You see the type of coaches we keep hearing that same thing from them? You see Samaj talking about Chaney at Temple, the same thing. Like
never talk about
basketball, really.
Because you can't promise, playing time, and then unless you're the number one player, in your class. But other than that, like they really, there's certain things they can't promise to newcomers.
They could do it, but you shouldn't.
Yeah, and a lot of them do just to sell it, and then when you get there, and then it's like I'm on the bench, But I respect coaches who say the truth and say what's going to happen when you get down there. And you ask about playing, we'll see when you get down here, see how you work, see how you fit in,
That made me think about something. So let's loop back around to Camden High because I think a lot of kids need to follow you in this from this standpoint as far as how you played at Camden High. I don't think you averaged double digits.
No.
Ever. Like in any one of your 3 years at Camden High.
And I didn't, not even high school, I never averaged double digits.
Not because, definitely not because you couldn't, but it was because of your unselfishness for the bigger cause of the program. And like, it's kids that's far less more talented than you that is, if not, they not averaging double figures. Them, their parents, everybody raising hell, right? I think they had you number 6 in the state as far as rankings and things like that. Like, so a person of your caliber, you know, as far as talent wise, putting the team before yourself, like, where did that stem from? Like, where did that mentality come from? Because that you are a dinosaur in 2021 having that type of mentality.
It just came. Like, my freshman year, I can say that I did want the ball a lot. And I was worried about scoring over there at Newman. Coming to the High, in the beginning, I was worried about it. Like, the beginning of sophomore year, I was worried about numbers, posting, you know, what I had, points I had. And then it's like I wasn't, what I had in the beginning, first couple games in my sophomore year, I was averaging 16. I was averaging, and to finish the year, I was averaging single digits, but almost double-digit rebounds. And then, like, towards the end, I'm like, when it got time, you know, lock in playoffs, and you knew you couldn't lose, I'd seen how everybody played and who wanted the ball, who didn't, who did this, and you know, who leaked out, who didn't rebound. And it's like I thought to myself, like, I gotta get a rebound because, you know, we can lose the game just off one rebound.
Right.
Off one wrong rotation, you know. So I'm thinking, like, I'm trying to get to the, you know, state championship.
I'm telling you, man.
Trying to win. So at that point, I wasn't really worried about scoring. I was worried about more so what can I do to win. Like, I had, like, for junior year, when you have DJ around you, you have Sion, you have Lance, and you have Jerome, and that starting in front of me in the starting 5, and from the 1 to the 5 can score the ball at will, but it's like if you have number 1 player in the country, top point guard, top 50 big man, and you got Jerome, who's also a top player in this, you know, around the area. It's like, why I need a 5th man to score and, you know, take the ball from them that can mess the rotation up. So, you know, if you got they have the hot hand, you know, feed it to them, and I would always tell them that, yo, give them the ball. You know, whoever's, like, you know, got the hot hand, basically, giving the ball. I wasn't really worried about that, and that's when I more so became a defensive player, liking defense more, blocking shots, because, you know, it just brought the energy. And you can go back and forth on offense, and, you know, you're gonna have a tie game. But if that defense is there, then that's what's gonna help you win. So
everybody can make a lot of money doing that.
Just blocking shots and rebounding.
Everybody has a role, man. Like, everybody has a role, and I really don't understand why kids don't understand that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and obviously Rick played a large part in changing your mentality as well. Talk about him and how he developed you on and off the court with your relationship for a second.
Rick, I can say when me going from sophomore to junior, Rick changed my last 2 years of high school and changed me in a way. He was there for me with things off the court, a lot of things. Like, in the time I was in some trouble, and I was on probation, and he's taking me to see my probation officer every day after school. I was in school, wasn't doing the right thing. He came in as a permanent sub, and he was one of my teachers actually for a class.
So he really did that.
Yeah, he came into the school, got the job as a permanent sub, was through the halls, if he not doing the right, tell me. He not doing the right thing, tell me. You know, sometimes I would slip up, would have to sit out a game or wouldn't start or whatever. So, you know, with him doing that and him actually coming into the school and trying to get on me, really showed me that he really cared, and it was more than just basketball, you know. And it wasn't just with me. He has a lot of relationships with people on the team outside of, you know, basketball. He comes and sees us out here. He'll drive up from the shore and just, you know, pop, yo, want to go get some dinner or lunch, work out, whatever, you know, whatever we needed, he was always there. And if he's seen us struggling with something or whatever it was, we really wouldn't even have to ask. He would just realize it, He's the type of person he can see what's going on. If something's wrong, he was just that type of person. He's a great guy to me.
Good job, Rick.
Being a basketball coach, for any coach that's watching, being a basketball coach, I'm just tell you a news flash real quick. Like 5% matters of what you do on the court. Like literally, like those X's and O's that y'all want to be amazing at, and all this, everything else, it really means nothing. It means next to nothing because you got to get these kids to trust you. Once a kid trusts you, they'll run through a brick wall for you. But you got to be genuine in it as well. Those days of just coming to practice for 2-3 hours and just going home and expecting them to perform on the court is over. Like, it's over. You got to invest in these kids, man. Like, y'all got to invest in these kids. And hearing something like that, I heard stories, and for you saying that, like, we need more people like that, man. We need more people like that with our kids, because it means the world of difference. So I want to end with this. I got a question for y'all two. So I'm gonna say 2004 because I think that was a better team. Okay. 2004 Camden High against 2020, and it's crazy because you don't know what 2004 is. Who was on the team against 2020 Camden High? His junior year team with Lance. Mm-hmm. DJ freshman year. Mm-hmm. Who wins?
You asking me?
I'm asking you because you saw both teams.
We won.
Taquan don't know.
We went by like 10 or 15.
That's double digits. That's double digits. Why?
Y'all ain't got nobody to stop the backcourt, and then our press is vicious. I think y'all would have folded on our press. So we would have took both of y'all ball handlers out the game. Done. That's right.
But if you watch games, we didn't dribble through a press though.
Y'all wouldn't have passed through it. Hell no.
You know what?
You've been better off dribbling through it. Trust me.
In all honesty, it'd have been a battle of two different their bigs and y'all guard play.
Cass Gallup.
Nah, they were the A cast. They were the A cast. They were the A cast.
Not faster than Cass.
They were the A cast.
He might be your height.
Cass was 6'6".
Monster too.
No, that's not. He wasn't a monster. He just started playing basketball.
All he do is smack shot. He just.
I had around. It was a report last year. Mm-hmm. It was said I had around 80 blocks in that 2020 season. So.
Is it 80?
80. Yeah, and the season wasn't even finished though.
Man, listen, bro.
Short, so.
Listen, I've never seen a longer high school team in my life than them. I've never seen that on the high school. They had NBA
Cass
size
Murray
length.
and Kevin Payton. That's length right there.
It is, but not. Nah, bro.
I mean, do 1 through 5 they got length, right?
I mean, DJ wingspan was probably 6'5", let alone him, Lance, and Brewer.
Yeah, I forgot about Brewer.
That's 7 foot wingspan spans across the board. They was so long, and you know why? They would beat y'all. You know why they would beat y'all though?
Why?
On top of those 5, the bench.
Why?
They was that deep.
You had Boog coming off. You still had, at the time, we had
Sebastian
coming off.
Devin,
and we had a couple guys that played a role coming off the bench that could hit a wide open shot if needed. So I think. Not really knowing the team, but I would not knowing the 2014, but knowing the 2020 team, we would just out hustle you.
No.
We would out hustle any team.
Yeah.
Out hustle any team.
Yeah. I agree with that as well.
Hell no.
I agree with that as well.
Hell no.
Who was it? Cass, Kevin Payton. Kevin Payton would have quit.
I ain't got nothing to do
Kevin
with that
Payton
guy.
would have quit.
Kevin Payton. Let's go Murray. Let's go Foster, Murray.
I ain't gonna say just forget Kevin Payton was starting,
you
bro.
gonna say he folded. I don't want to do folders.
All right.
Murray not folding.
But what Murray gonna do with that size though?
No, Cass is dealing with him.
And
then if not, we can get Shakri. We can bring Shakri. Remember
Shakri gonna run with them?
No, just bang with him.
Shakri gonna run with them?
No, bang with him.
Shakri is 300 pounds. He's like 6'4", but Shakri?
Yes.
I think it was an interesting time. I think y'all make it.
Foster going on DJ. Nobody can stick me. And then nobody can stick Shamari. That's a wrap.
I mean, nobody was gonna come to the paint. You would have to shoot.
I ain't got nothing to do with you down there. I'm never going to see.
We forced to make you drive.
Not me.
You gonna
Not
be
me.
shooting.
I might be going farther back this way to shoot, but I'm not going in there with you.
And like Rick said, you got to do that. You make one, you got to do that all game. You ain't hitting that all
seen
game.
Wes Defford, white point guard, go through all y'all like this. Y'all beat the shit out of him though, but I seen the Bull go through y'all and score 30. Shamari would have did that, and then he would have had another.
No one on Wes Defford touched more than 20 points probably.
He had 20 now.
How much they won by?
30, 35.
So,
Like
you
time
already
of the
seen
league.
that in like the
fourth quarter where everybody's sitting there. You remember at the River Winds?
Mm-hmm.
Word up. That's
They
right.
had a nice team though.
I think
You see? They couldn't mess with us.
I think it'd be interesting, but it'd have been the other way. They'd have beat y'all by 12, 15 points.
Y'all not better than Scott's playing.
Just to let you know.
Watch the film. Episode like 34.
I'm telling you. Bro, I seen a lot of basketball in my life, boy.
You think
that high school team.
You think they could beat Camden Catholic 2004?
About 20 plus. Shit. Wow, they beat him by 20 plus.
Nah, y'all nice though.
Easy.
Real shit.